All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to put your game face on because once again, it is Listen Up Santa Paula with yours truly,
James Lantine and John Marcus.
There you go.
There you go.
I had to give you something for the intro.
I know. Yeah, you just looked at me. It's like you're supposed to like cue me.
Oh,
yeah, there you go. Okay. All right, you just jumped into this. I was like, are we ready? And then you're like, here we go.
Well, I just, it's like waiting for that red light. You just kind of sit there and you stare.
Mm-hmm.
And what probably happens is that it actually goes live sooner than that. So they're just watching you like,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
But we are here.
Yes, we are.
Still a little hoarse.
Are you?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I still got that cough, but feeling much better.
Good.
And so we're going to talk about a few things, kind of the state of the city.
Rough Edge.
Hold on. I'm not ready yet. Don't push that button.
Quick to the trigger.
He's got the tap thing
on
the mouse pad. I hate that.
All right.
You touch the pad and whoop,
start.
There you go. Anyway, we got the state of the city. We're going to talk a little bit about the fireworks ordinance. We got some grand openings, so stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Rough Edge FM. Irritatingly irresistible internet radio at roughedgefm.com.
There's so much going on in your community that even in this age of information, it's tough to keep up. This show will help. It's all about what's new, what's happening, and what's out there. So if you're ready, sit back and listen up, Santa Paula.
All right, a big shout out to our friend Tim Eubanks, who donated the basketball last week for autographed by Magic Johnson.
Yes.
So we will be doing that for an online auction, and I'm sure he's listening because, who wouldn't want to listen to us?
That's right. That's right.
Anyway, there's obviously a lot of craziness going on in the country right now.
Mm-hmm.
Tensions are high. Fundraising is kind of out the window. It's just there's so much uncertainty and there's so many people that are kind of losing their mind. Trump and Elon being one of them.
There's just so much chaos going on right now, and you're seeing what's happening in other cities, and it's just, what do you do? I mean, it's just everybody's just battling each other right now.
Right.
Nobody wants to take a step back. Everybody just kind of drawing the line in the sand, and there they are.
Yeah. So the police chief is going to be doing an announcement about protesting in the city, Santa Paula, which I'm sure we will have some. But if you are considering protesting or you want your voice to be heard and you feel like that's the only way it can be done, do me a favor. All of the businesses that are within Santa Paula have nothing to do with bringing ice in.
Correct.
We have nothing to do with any of the politics that are going on right now. All we are trying to do is just run our business, provide for our family, and be able to live just like everybody else is. So don't disrupt them.
No.
Don't punish them for what's going on in the federal government and in the state. And don't destroy property, because all you're doing is you're punishing an innocent victim who had nothing to do with any of this stuff, and you're taking away from the message. So you make it all about now everybody's just paying attention to the vandals and the theft and all that.
And I think in LA they had the first night they had like 22 businesses that were vandalized, which is horrible.
And they're torching places.
So it's even those cars, those Waymo cars, that's a business.
Yeah.
And they destroyed 5 of the cars, and who knows, they're probably, $50,000 to $100,000 vehicles, just like that, So the good thing about here in Santa Paula, at least when we've done peaceful protests, there's been some great protests, and it's everybody's right to protest peacefully. And we've seen that over the years here in Santa Paula, where they've done some marches, up and down the streets, and they've done stuff at the parks and stuff. And for the most part, it's always been peaceful. And the police department does work with them, and the people that are organizing work with the police department too,
right,
and the city. So if they can do that and continue to do that and keep it peaceful, then we're good. The problem is that people are so heightened right now that there's no coming to a kind of agreement. I mean, you could be for one side, I could be for the other. Just looking at each other, all of a sudden we're enemies, and it's
Right.
like, but we're not. We're just trying to give our opinions, and we can't control what happens at that level.
No.
And I get it. We want to give our voices out, but the only change we can really make is within our own communities. That's the only thing we can really do at this point. We can't change what's going on in the federal and the state. They're going to do what they do, but we do need to give our voices out, and at least let people know that we are concerned and things are going on here, as well. It affects our communities as well.
Right.
So,
Right. So John, I'm going to have you talk about the grand openings, because we just had our door open. So I want to make sure that it's not a customer.
Okay.
And so you pick up on the grand openings, and I'll be right back.
Yes. So right now we actually have 3 grand openings planned for Santa Paula. The first one will be at Santa Paula Cellars, and that is going to be on Saturday, June 21st, and that will be at 1 p.m. And anybody knows with downtown, that's right next to the Draft in downtown. So we actually are asking everybody to come out for that one. It'll be a good time. Get to try some wine, some appetizers. That is also the same day of Santa Paula Beautiful, which is that morning. So go out and do Santa Paula Beautiful. Well, once you finish there, come on by, grab a little, see what's going on with the grand opening, and maybe try a little bit of wine as well. And then we also have the new Planet Fitness is going to be opening, and that will be on July 12th. It's a Saturday morning, and that's the first day they open, and that will be at 10 o'clock in the morning. So please join us. That is located at the Vaughn Shopping Center. And then also later that month in July, we're going to have on the 24th, it's a Thursday, we are going to have the grand opening of Sisters Asian Eatery, which is also in the Vaughn Shopping Center. That used to be the former D-Thai Cuisine, right next to Round Table Pizza. So please come out for that. And that will be at 5 o'clock in the evening on the Thursday, the 20, oh my God, I drew a blank there, July 24th. So 3 grand openings coming up, and really excited to see that. Like I mentioned, Jim, you stepped away, but it's, Santa Paula Cellars will be on June 21st. And then we have July 12th is going to be Planet Fitness. And then on July 24th, it will be Sisters Asian Eatery. So 3 great businesses are opening.
So we got one comment. Tim just commented. He said, "I am familiar with this topic of people's opinions."
Yes. Yeah. So, and that's great. That we have, we encourage people to give their opinions and just be receptive to other opinions too.
Yeah, that and there's a platform.
Yeah.
And there's the right way to do it, and the right way is to let your voice be heard.
Yeah.
Make a stink if you want. Do whatever. Do not destroy property. Do not prevent somebody from doing business.
Remember back in the days when we used to agree to disagree?
Yes.
It's been a while since that's happened, but I wish we could get back to that. Value everybody's opinion, even though you don't agree with it, and just come to that understanding and try and come to common ground.
It's amazing how many relationships are destroyed over nobody wanting to bend.
Yeah, that happens.
I know people who have unfriended their family.
Yeah.
On social media.
Oh yeah, I've heard of stories like that. Even now with what's going on in president or whatever, Republicans and Democrats in the same household, they stop talking to each other because of what's happening. And it's
Right.
like, it's insane that's happening. That's why I say when you have family gatherings, you cannot talk about politics. Was it religion too, right? You can't talk about those two things kind of.
Yeah, kind
If
of.
you have different agreements, but
Yeah.
politics for sure. Because
Yeah.
everybody's got their opinions, which is great. But yeah, sometimes it gets a little heated.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and it's a shame that that's what has come about with. I mean, we are a civilized culture.
Yeah.
And
for
when
the
it comes-
most part.
yeah, I mean, we're supposed to be civilized. We know a lot more than what we did, 100 years ago.
Yeah.
And
we have evolved.
yeah.
Mhm.
And it's a world economy. There are borders, but there really aren't.
Mm.
There's nothing that prevents people from going from one border to another.
Yeah, I think part of it though, social media has just media in general has heightened this so much.
Yeah.
I mean, back in the day, when we were younger, I mean, there wasn't all this kind of media coverage, and you don't see that. I mean, now everything's instantaneous.
My parents, my dad would come home. He'd sit down and watch the 6 o'clock news.
Mhm,
It would be 30 minutes. He'd get everything he needs to get.
mhm.
And that was it. It was done.
Yeah, you'd read the paper real quick from the previous day, what was
Yeah.
going on, and then that was it, and then you moved on with your family. But now it's like constantly, it's coming in your face with your phone, especially. All of a sudden there's a breaking news and you get an alert, and it's just like, oh my god, I gotta see what's going on, and then yeah, you're constantly looking at your phone.
The other thing that has really changed, and this is so critical, you cannot believe a video anymore.
No, not with AI.
No.
No, I've seen some crazy ones.
Oh my
lately.
gosh. I mean, they're
Mhm.
they're making people say things that they didn't say.
Yeah.
And you're looking at it going, hey, it just came out of the horse's mouth. No, it didn't.
Yeah.
And so just because you're seeing it on social media and just because you're seeing it on a video does not make it true anymore.
Yeah, there was something last night that happened that they saw something in LA with what was going on, and they said it was AI generated. And I was just like, wow, that's crazy. They just take all this. Well, I mean, the
Yeah.
technology is crazy now, but even on, yeah, you're right, social media, seeing things with the president and with the governor and whoever it is. I mean, they're saying things. I'm like, nah, this has got to be AI generated, but you actually see their lips moving the whole
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
And it's just like, so you can't believe anything anymore.
No,
you
you
know?
can't trust it. And the day of, you see a video footage of a crime being committed
Mhm.
and you go, okay, well, videos don't lie. Well, that's over.
How do you determine that?
Yeah.
I mean, anybody can kind of frame anybody now when you look at that.
Oh my gosh. It's like videos do nothing but lie.
Yeah. Is our show live or is it AI generated?
Right now?
Yeah. See,
Are we really here?
exactly. So, but that's what it's going to come to. I was even watching something last night or this morning that there are now music artists that are AI generated that are now going to be recording and doing things and stuff. It's like, it's crazy. It's not even a real person.
All right. I got to
Yeah.
grab something real quick.
Okay.
So by the way, Tim is saying that you can use blockchain to verify if a video is real or artificially generated.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with that.
I have no idea what that.
You just sparked something.
You're gonna
so
go pick up something.
I'm gonna go grab something real quick and
All right.
I'll be back.
Okay. All right. You go get. Is it you or is it AI that's gonna go get that? So he's gonna go and look in his laboratory to see what he has there. So, but yeah, it's just I'll wait for Jim to come back. But couple things that here he is. Wow, you're fast. Wow. Okay. I was gonna tell a story, but no, you're here. Okay.
I don't know why I left.
Okay.
I mean, I have my phone here.
Okay.
So I'm like,
You got a little too excited there for me.
yeah, I did. I'm like, oh, my phone. Let me go get my phone.
Okay.
Okay. So I wanted to do something for Julie,
Okay.
and I had some ideas of the words, not necessarily in lyric form, but I knew the things I wanted to say about her.
Okay.
Wakes up with the sunrise, coffee in her hand. 4 boys grew up with her, steady love and gentle plans. Now she holds 2 grandsons close, and soon a girl to know. She's a shelter in a storm, a light that's always shown. She gives without a question, asks for nothing in return. But don't mistake her kindness, there's a fire that still burns.
Wow.
Okay.
You write that yourself
So I wrote what I wanted to say,
and to put it in song form.
and it put it in lyric form.
Wow.
It added the music,
Uh-huh.
and that is an AI singer.
Yeah. That's crazy.
And it took 3 minutes.
Yeah.
to do that song.
Yeah. I actually saw something yesterday. That's great. I saw something yesterday where it takes your actual voice and it puts it into that. So like you have that song, if you were to, there's a certain app, you just add your voice to it and it'll put your voice singing that.
Wow.
It's
That's-
crazy.
Will it do it
saw-
horribly?
Probably,
Because
but-
that's what my
yeah.
voice would do.
well, it's going to take AI generate to make it sound really good. But I thought that was crazy when I saw it. I'm like, man, they're actually as we're talking here, they'll take our voice and then they put it towards music, and
Yeah.
it's nuts.
So apparently, according to Tim, there's a music producer, Timberland,
Yes,
recently signed an AI artist.
that's who I saw. I talked about. Yeah, I was talking about. Yeah,
So we're signing contracts with something that doesn't exist.
yeah, and then that's right. I did see a report on it early this morning about that, and just like so, they're talking about where the royalties are going to go, or how's that all going to go? Who's it going to? Since it's not an actual person, and then how do you do that if there's how do you put them out there in concert? Is it
Yeah, can you
hologram
imagine
or
doing
what?
like a major concert
Yeah,
and you're going and all you're just watching is a big screen?
yeah. Well, I mean, you look at the ones that do that are just these really famous DJs, and they hold concerts, and it's just they have video screens in the background, and they sell out a place. I think we're having one at the fairgrounds too for the fair. They're gonna have there's a DJ that's playing, and I don't know who they have up there or whatever. I've never seen it before, but it's just that's the way to go now. I mean, it's very minimal cost. You don't have to pay for all these musicians, and yeah, it sucks for the
know.
industry, but I mean,
I'm just gonna say one word:
Mm.
Terminator.
yeah, it's getting to that point. Mm-hmm. Yeah, wait till these robots get a little smarter.
Terminator.
Get a little bit smarter.
Tim is saying you could always do hologram concerts.
Which they've tried that. They've
Yeah.
done that.
They've done it with Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson. They did it with somebody else too. I know I had read somewhere that they're trying to do that with Prince. You know,
Really?
yes, that's what I was going to try to consider doing that. But
Okay, so there's a movie that was with Bruce Willis. It was called, I believe, Surrogates.
okay,
And the whole premise of the movie is that we are all sitting in recliners with these 3D headsets on and this gizmo that controls a surrogate. And that's what moves through life. That's what goes to work. That's what does and engages. And they're all beautiful people because you can make your surrogate look whatever you want to.
Yeah.
And and so but you look at all these people and they're all befuddled because they don't shower. They're all overweight because all they're doing is lying in a lounge chair, watching the world go by through 3D goggles,
living their
or
life,
VR
through it, yeah.
goggles, letting somebody else live the life. And that is so close to where we're going. You know?
Yeah. This world is moving way faster than we can handle.
Yeah.
Way faster.
Yeah.
So,
And AI is gonna come and it's gonna
it's already here.
dominate. And we're gonna wonder, whoa, wait a minute, what do we do? How do we slow this down?
Wait till the AI robots actual
Terminator.
yeah, they'll look like humans.
Terminator.
It's getting close.
It is.
I think within 5 years you're gonna see a person that's an AI.
Well, there's somebody that we know who works for a very large corporation that's doing some pretty scary stuff
Yeah, it's just
with AI and robots.
technology is moving way too fast right now.
Yep.
So, well, you know what's going to end up happening is that's going to be a point where these are the soldiers of the future. These are the ones that are going to be fighting the wars, like we're doing with drones right now, anyway. So it'll be a higher elevated process, but yeah, it's scary what's happening right now. I mean, I feel bad for my kids and grandkids and all the future people because it's like we're living in this fast-paced world.
Just
That's
think 25 years from now, there's probably going to be robots and humans walking on the streets.
married together, doing whatever. Who knows? You don't know who's who. Who's a robot, who's not. I mean, so
Hollywood's got to stop making movies because they make movies and then people go, oh,
back in the day when they were making these movies about the future, how much of that is starting to come true?
oh yeah.
It's
Look at Back to the Future.
so then we look at that whole fast-paced world and then we get back to Santa Paula, which is still kind of old school that we're trying to figure this out. What is he saying now?
All right. I appreciate that. And we will be listening for the alarm. So he said, I'll sound the alarm a second a robot walks out of the lab.
Perfect. Yes.
All right. Well, it's probably not going to be too late, or
I can
it'll
see the-
probably be pretty
I
soon.
can see the door rolling up, and then there's troops. Look like troops coming out of there.
Yeah,
So
Star Wars.
exactly. But
But-
yeah, that's probably going to happen. But but like I was saying, for now we live in our world in our little Santa Paula. That's kind of still the old school. So
I want to be an ostrich. I just want to bury my head in the dirt.
yeah. So, but some of that stuff we're not in control of anything. So we just got to live in our moment. And
Yeah.
do the best we can with what we have in front of us. So, and not be so anti this and anti that.
Well, all I can say is I truly hope that when I die, I can look down from heaven and see what's going on, because it will be a trip.
Oh yeah.
So,
I mean, we look with our grandkids when they're our age. What's the world gonna look like?
oh yeah.
It's just gonna. You're talking 50 years from now.
And AI is speeding up technology because it can think beyond us.
AI is gonna rule the world.
Yeah.
Well, and we're just gonna live in it.
Yep.
Which is nuts.
Terminator.
But you know what? You never know. Something may happen and it sets something back. You never know.
Yeah.
Something will come crash out. I mean, what happens if we have a total world blackout? Then what happens? Everything just stops.
Yeah.
Still remember how to start a fire on your own. Still use matches. Still do this. Still do that. Learn how to count cash.
We'll be
So-
be geese in a rainstorm. We'll be looking up going,
Yeah. Because at some point something's going to happen, and we still need to know how to do some of the old school stuff.
so with geese, you have to bring them in when it rains,
Is that what it is?
because they'll drown themselves.
Yeah.
Because they'll look up and they'll drown themselves.
Oh.
So you have to bring them in.
Mm.
Otherwise, they don't know to not look up.
Yeah.
So that's what we are.
Exactly. I mean, yeah, it's just, and you look at social media and it's so crazy how things are so in your face right now, and you don't know what to believe. And the problem is people believe some of these things, and it's not real. Something's not real. But you hear some of these people on TV and they're talking, I'm like, you totally learned that off of whatever was on social media. Do you really know the truth? I mean, even like we look at the protests out there. How many of those people actually know what they're protesting for? Or are they just out there because everybody else is?
Oh, I'm sure there's a mixture of people who come out because and just love to spark the violence so that they can loot.
Exactly. So
Let's get everybody
know.
fired up. And
yeah, there's better ways of doing this. And unfortunately, it's probably not going to happen. But there's people out there that are trying to keep the peace and keep it going. And I applaud them for trying to do that.
Yeah.
So anyway,
all right. So we got the State of the City coming up tomorrow
night
at 6 p.m.
5 p.m. There's going to be a reception. It's at the Agriculture Museum on Railroad Avenue. Everybody knows it's by the train depot. And then the chamber's hosting the reception outside. We're going to have some food. We're going to have some beverages. You have an opportunity. We're going to have a bar there. So if people wanted to buy some kind of a drink, they can too. We'll be giving out waters and so on. There'll be food from 4 different restaurants. We have Flight 126. We have Park 1055. We have El Capriccio, and then we have Mr. Shrimp. So if everybody knows where Mr. Shrimp is, it's over there on Harvard, right across from the Chevy dealer.
Okay.
Yeah. So we have a little mix of everything, and then at 6 o'clock, everybody's going to move inside, and then that's where the State of the City is going to be, and then it'll feature the mayor. Will give, I think, the opening portion of it. Then they're going to talk about the different departments within the city. So it's a really good opportunity to see what each department is doing. They're going to give a brief update, and then after that, people have an opportunity to walk around to all the different booths from all the different city stuff, and they can ask questions. And so it'll be kind of cool to see that. And so we're going to have a booth there also for giving out some handouts and some materials, and we answer questions that we can as well. So
Cool.
but yeah, so it should be probably from about 5 till about 7:30, the whole event. But
Okay.
it's free.
And it will be streamed. Well, I don't think we're going to stream it live. So we're going to video it,
Mhm.
and streaming it live is still up in the air, but it will end up appearing on Channel 10 afterwards.
Yeah.
If it isn't live.
Yeah, and being a first one, it might be a good idea just to record it because we don't know what to expect as we do this. It's a brand new concept of how to do the state of the city. So we want to make sure it's done correctly. And with I'm sure we'll have few little hiccups here and there, but that's fine. That's what's part of it.
And tonight at 6:00, they are doing a special meeting in the council chambers for the rent control of one of the mobile home parks.
Ah, okay.
So that's been a big controversy. There's going to be a lot of people showing up. And I believe the owner wanted to increase their rent by 45%.
Yeah.
And so it's now going before a panel for review. Hopefully this goes in favor because that's gonna pull out a lot of people out of their homes.
Is that council tonight or is it?
It's a special committee. Council is currently under the current laws. The council is not the arbitrator, so to speak.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a special appointed board.
Mhm.
So I believe it goes before them, and I believe the owners have to pitch why they need to increase it that much,
Mhm.
and then the residents will also get to speak. But these residents have been there for years and years, and many of them are going to lose their home if this increase goes through.
Yeah, that's always a tough one because and who knows over the years how much the rent's been raised, what percentage of it is. If it's a 45% increase, that's hard for any family to. I mean, I couldn't afford that. But if they can come to a reasonable compromise, I mean, yes, every year the rent probably should go up something, but not at that rate.
No,
and
no, and there are laws that limit what they can do.
yeah,
They have to
percentage-wise, yeah.
send appeals, and then that's basically what the owners are doing is they're appealing to this committee.
Yeah, and I don't know I'm not really familiar with that, but that seems to be a little unfair. So hopefully they can come to a compromise with that.
Right.
So because it's tough because your salary doesn't increase.
No,
Not that much.
not 45%.
Exactly. So, and a lot of these are hardworking families and they just want to be treated fairly.
Yeah.
That's all what it's all about, being fair.
A lot of them are farm workers, and
Yeah.
so they're just trying to do their thing and provide for their family.
Yeah. And they understand there are increases, but not like that.
Yeah.
So hopefully they can come to a compromise.
So that will be tonight at 6:00.
Is that streaming or are you recording?
It will be on Channel 10.
Okay.
And we will be recording it so it can be played back.
Okay.
We expect it to be a full house.
I would assume it will be.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yep.
okay.
Other than that, we have our Spellbound Friday night
Mhm.
from 7 to about 8:30.
Mhm.
Tonight, Friday is going to feature myself and Doug Coleman. We're going to kind of team up on some things.
Yeah, I saw that. So,
And then we are still pushing ahead on this Project Heart. It's been a difficult uphill challenge on some things. It's funny because there have been some things that have just been, everything's just been coming together. Boom, 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 boom.
Mhm.
But with all of the craziness in the government, funding wise, things just died.
yeah, it's all being delayed because
Yeah.
nobody knows what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So nobody's releasing any kind of funds anywhere. So
Nope.
that makes it difficult. And you're going to see a lot of other nonprofits out here that rely on that's going to be difficult because they are not going to get the funding at the time they normally do. It's going to delay it, and that could affect a lot of these nonprofits. altogether.
Yeah, and it's going to affect us being able to close the deal on this building.
Yeah.
So if
could they-
anyone's
How could they help?
got any creative ideas, we're even contemplating doing maybe like a little investment opportunity where somebody can put the funds up for the building, and then as we raise the money within a year to 3, we pay it back with interest, just so that we can secure it while we're trying to. We have some grants in the works, but a lot of those don't come through until spring.
Yeah.
And so for now, it's just about trying to secure the building so that we can lock it in and be able to move forward with the programs.
Mhm.
So that's one possibility. Donations are obviously another possibility. We need some pretty significant donors.
Mhm.
And but even if it's not you, if you happen to have contacts with people, please let me know, and we'd be happy to try to work with you and make this thing happen, because
Yep.
it's going to be a great benefit to the city.
Yep.
So, and with that being said, you got anything in closing?
June 20th, concerts in the park. The city's doing that at the new sports park. That'll be starting at from 5 to 7 or 6 to 9 p.m. And that's, I think the first group is Wano and Friends. And then also 4th of July, we have that coming up too, so they're going to have all the fireworks will be at the sports park. So, and that starts, they're going to have an event from 4 to 8:30, which they'll have food trucks and some other vendors out there. So come out to that and check that out.
That's going to be a lot of fun. All right. I got to run. We have another appointment at noon, but thank you all for listening. And don't forget, if you have any insight as to how you might be able to help with Project Heart, you can get in touch with me at james@thomagic.org, or you can give us a call at 855-300-4422. Thanks all. We'll see y'all next week.
This has been a Rough Edge Studios production.